This episode brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Shifting a little money here, a little there, and hoping it all works out? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can get a better budgeter and potentially lower your insurance bill too. You tell Progressive what you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll help find you options within your budget. Try it today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What's up, family? Gerald the Bossman here. You're tuned into the Bossman Show on AM 1010, AM 1430, 1055 The King. Let the King out at 105theking.com and the Bossman Show at bossmanshow.com. Hit me up on Instagram, The Bossman Show, Twitter at Bossman Show, and Facebook, Bossman Show. It's the Bossman on your radio.
Listen to the Bossman Show with your host, JR, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on AM 1010, The King.
What's up, good people? BetOnline is your number one source for all your betting needs. The latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use your promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
Yes, BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV, covering content and hot topics from A to Z, sports, music, society and culture, movie reviews, you name it, we have it. Check it out on bs3network.com or check us out on Roku, BS3 TV on Roku, as well as check out your favorite podcast on all podcast platforms or Spreaker.com/BS3 Network.
You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Because Progressive offers discounts for paying in full, owning a home, and more. Plus, you can count on their great customer service to help you when you need it, so your dollar goes a long way. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save on car insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states or situations.
So you see him on the screen there, Bryant, Vincent, Louisiana Monroe Warhawks out of the Sun Belt Conference, where you can see him play Georgia State, Georgia Southern, all those schools over this way. So, Coach Vincent, how things over there in Monroe today, buddy?
Going good, man. Just finished up a day's work, in the morning with the kids with workouts, weights, and nutrition and the things that we try to do to recover their midweek. So we've had a good day, man. We've had a good June. We're trying to judge it to be a better team by the end of June. Like, how good can this team be by the end of June? Right before we give them a break there for the 4th of July.
No doubt, Coach. Let's get Coach. How cool is it to have your guys on campus kind of build that camaraderie now before fall camp starts? Kind of, you said, get them used to recovery, how you all watch film, how you practice, how you go about the day, get them structured in that routine of doing come fall camp time. This is how it's going to be for us to be successful and get to a bowl game again and get to Monroe where we want to be at.
I think the biggest key is being consistent. I think that, to become in this sport and in this business, there's, and especially in the Sun Belt is a great league. And, we've just got to continue to build. We love where we're at, where we're going. We're going into year 2. Year 1 is always the toughest. And I feel like you can make your biggest strides between year 1 and year 2 because you've had your speed program. There's familiarity. You've got consistency in it, in your weight program, in your terminology, really in just your standards and what you believe in. And I think this team has taken a big step. I'm excited. I think we've had everybody feels good about their off season, and I'm very critical, of our off season and very real and on where we're at. And I'd like it. We won championship in 18. We won the West in 19. Got beat in the championship and won the West and won it all in 20. And I think that this football team, in particularly, reminds me a lot of the 20 team.
No doubt, Coach. I'll ask you this, Coach, for you. What do you look for in a young man's spirit when you recruit him to want to bring him to be a part of your program? What are the key pillars that you want a young man to have to be a part of your program to really keep the culture you want set going forward with the guys we're bringing in?
I think the key is something that I use with our staff and with our team a lot is the right kind of kid. And so what do we mean by the right kind of kid? And it's the kid that fits this culture, the kid that fits this community, that fits this mission, this purpose of turning around, a program that's been down for a long time and restoring it and getting it back to its winning championship ways. And that's something that the right kind of kid, he thrives. He wants that underdog role. He wants something to prove. So I look for kids that, number one, they got to have unbelievable effort because effort's too easy. Effort's too easy to control, but it's their effort, it's their mentality, it's their toughness. Were they a captain? Are they the hardest worker on the team? Are they that guy that is a leader? Who is he when things are tough? There's all that criteria. When you just take out speed and film and height and all that, there's a certain criteria, I believe, that you can still win with nowadays. I know football's changing and that's fine and we're adapting, but toughness, discipline, mentality, and unbelievable effort still wins.
And Coach, you're so right about that. It's funny you say that, Coach. I was saying that to my interns yesterday about you control your attitude and your effort and how you compete. I said, well, I'm not on the football field anymore. I compete this radio thing every day. I want to get the best guests I can, be the best I can be, have the best savings I can be, and be who I am on the radio and be successful. I've been in this game over 13 years, 14, 15 years. So I know what I'm doing. I'm trying to show you the way. And it's about my attitude, my effort, my mentality every day to feed my family. Because if I don't get on this radio every day, I don't feed my kids. So that mentality is what you teach our interns about attacking even the media, the way I attack the football field.
That's right. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter if it's football, if it's radio, if it's real estate, if it's plumbing, and if it's still what are your core foundations and what do you stand on? And I think one of the biggest things is how we treat people. How you treat people. What are you about? Are you about winning or are you about losing? Are you about positive or are you about negative? Are you about, it's real crystal clear the difference between winning and losing. And I think I apologize. I don't know what happened.
Oh, you're good, Coach. It's live. It's race radio. It's all good. Keep on going, Coach. It's all good, buddy.
So, anyway, I think that, And when you can cultivate that and you can build a relationship between each other that they truly care and it's about the mission and the mission has to be clear and it has to be defined and they have to be bought into the mission or you're going to fail. You're never going to reach the destination that you want. And it's not easy, and you got to be built a certain kind of way. So I like the progress of this team really going into year two.
No doubt, coach. And the Sun Belt is a tough conference. People don't understand, don't realize that for a group of five league, it's very, very tough every Saturday. And talk about that, making sure your team is prepared every week to go 1-0 because every week is a tough opponent, no matter who it is, up and down that conference.
Number one, the Sun Belt is a very physical, well-coached football league. It really is. If you just look at the West and you look at, ULL, you look at Texas State, you look at South Alabama, you look at Troy, you look at ULM, you look at Arkansas State, the West, it's a solid league. Then you go to the East and you go to App State and Coastal and James Madison and Marshall and Georgia Southern, Georgia State. My goodness, Old Dominion. This is a league now it's tough top to bottom, and you've got to be able to survive at the end. And a lot of it is shit. Who's the toughest? Who's the last man standing? Because the physical battles week in and week out in this league, and the coaching in this league is elite.
No doubt, coach. That's why this time of year is even more important because you play some behemoths in your conference. So that weight room, that recovery, that nutrition, all that matters because you got to have guys on the field to fight these tough battles every Saturday from August to November to December, hopefully.
No, you got to. And you got to be able to – it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. And you want to be peaking in week 8. Week 8, I've been a part of 3 championships, 3 West championships, 2 conference championships in college, and a state championship in high school. And it's all the same. You want to be peaking around November because that's when those games come down. A lot of people are in the race early, but who's in that race there towards the end? And if you can just continue to be hard on yourself and embrace the process of growing and developing, getting better, growing and developing, and staying on the standards of discipline and toughness, then you got a chance to peak week 8 and 9. And that's the whole key when you start hitting if you can hit that stride. And those were the keys, to winning those championships.
And Coach Vincent, you have a great non-conference schedule to challenge your team. Alabama, UTEP, my man Scotty in Northwest. And talk about challenging your team in the non-cons to really get them ready for that tough Sun Belt marathon.
You go back to last year, our first year, and we had the number 1 toughest group of 5 schedule, that ESPN came out with. We had Jackson State, who went 11-2. We had UAB. We had Auburn, and we had Texas. So those were our, okay, so it was tough. Now this year we got, the St. Francis. We got UTEP. We've got, Alabama. We've got to go to Tuscaloosa primetime Saturday night on the SEC Network. And we got to go to Northwestern, another, Big 12 team that those guys are they're big, they're good, they're fast. That's a great league up there. So at the end of the day, you just want to build your roster and build your team to get in that fire and be able to focus in the fire and be steady in that storm from the beginning to the end.
And Coach Vince, I'm going to ask this, man, for you, when did you decide you want to get into coaching? Like, what kind of trigger you say, hey, coaching is my future. I want to give back and forth to young men?
Probably my junior year in high school. My high school coach had such an impact on my life and my mentality and really my direction of where I was going. Sam Royce, he was my high school coach, and I knew my junior year in high school that I wanted to be a football coach, really because of his influence and his power of influence over me. And that's what it was. And I started as a student assistant. I guess I was just turned 20 years old under Bobby Johns at West Alabama. And my defensive coordinator, Ernest Hill, we went to college together and started coaching together. And started as a high school coach, position coordinator, head coach, won a lot of games. Position coach in college, OC, assistant head coach, and now just continue this journey and embracing the opportunity and the honor of being the head football coach here at ULM and building a program and doing things that have never been done.
No doubt. You have another, I mean, you have a great thing there in Monroe. And talk about this, coach. You know, you got you up the road from Grambling. You got La Tech, Shreveport up the road. Talk about it's just the good, great football you have up there in North Louisiana with those four-story programs up there.
Man, the Northeast Louisiana is loaded, just with talent, with coaches. There's a lot of pride and there's a lot of passion. I know Mickey, Coach Joseph well at Grambling, and man, the energy and passion that he brings. And then La Tech, 20 minutes down the road in Ruston, there's such a rivalry historically between La Tech and ULM, and that's a game that we need to get back on. In my opinion, we need to get back on the schedule. We need to play those guys. It's time to make that happen, regardless of conference, no conference. Who cares? Let's tee it up, because at the end of the day, it would bring so much energy and positivity, to both programs, and we're too close not to play.
No doubt, man. It's good that students can hang out together too, or so close to each other. Y'all can go I-10 and have a good time together. So it's great up there. And let me ask this, Coach, for you, man. My grandmother is from Simpson County, Kentucky. So talk about Kentucky and that Kentucky upbringing and what it meant to you. I know I go see my grandma's family in Simpson County, Kentucky. I feel the love and just the camaraderie and the warmness of everybody. But how was it being a Kentucky guy yourself, man, growing up in the Bluegrass State?
Man, growing up, that's really all you know. You know what I mean? It's all you know. It's, growing up to be a Scotty, you grow up throughout Little League and middle school, and you got those, you want to be like the guys that you looked up to playing. And then, you just had great relationships and great experiences and all those childhood memories and friendships and relationships. And then you sit there and when you go back and you realize how beautiful this state is. It's a beautiful state with great people. There's a lot of, every state is a little bit different and it has its culture. And a lot of the southern states are similar in their cultures and their passions. And Kentucky's really no different.
No doubt. Well, Coach Vincent, I'll tell you what, man, it's good to have you on the show, man. We'll do this again really soon, and I'll be cheering for you, and I hope to get a great year and a great bowl. We're talking again in December, man, after you had a great year.
Let's do it. We'll make it a deal. I appreciate you, boss, man. I really do.
Thanks, Coach. Be safe, man.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
Yes, BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV, covering content and hot topics from A to Z, sports, music, society and culture, movie reviews, you name it, we have it. Check it out on bs3network.com or check us out on Roku, BS3 TV on Roku, as well as check out your favorite podcast on all podcast platforms or Spreaker.com/BS3 Network.
You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
What's up, good people? Bet Online is your number one source for all your betting needs. The latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. Bet Online continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use your promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet Online, where the game starts. What's up, family? Gerald the Bossman here. You're tuned into the Bossman Show on AM 1010, AM 1430, 1055 The King. Check The King out at 105theking.com and the Bossman Show at bossmanshow.com. Hit me up on Instagram, The Bossman Show, Twitter at Bossman Show, and Facebook, Bossman Show. It's the Bossman on your radio.
Listen to The Bossman Show with your host, JR, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on AM 1010, The King.